Regular viewers will know that freight handling is an important feature of operating sessions on Peckforton Light Railway. Today's pickup goods looked like it was going to be particularly interesting, as my computerized freight management system had generated a train which was going to visit all the line-side industries on the railway. And so we join the session as Black Hawthorn Loco number 14 Burwoodsley is pottering around the sidings at Beeston Market, making up today's train. Shunting is paused to allow Loco number 23 Care Stewart 042 Bunbury to coast into the main platform with the mid-morning up passenger train. The loop needs to be left clear for the passenger loco to run round its train. By the time Bunbury departs with the midday down passenger, Burwoodsley has completed its shunting operations and is waiting patiently on the loop road. Eventually, once the down passenger has cleared the section ahead, the pickup goods can depart, with its 8 wagons of mixed goods. On the approach to Beeston Castle station, the train passes through a cutting. As you can see, the months of almost daily rainfall have encouraged lush and vigorous plant growth in this area. We have now reached Beeston Castle station. The train pulls up just outside the station to provide access to the siding, which serves the coal merchant of William Franson's son. The name was taken from the census returns for the area. I have moved his premises from beside the main line at Beeston Market a couple of miles down the line to Beeston Castle. This makes freight handling a bit more interesting. 2 empty wagons are removed from the siding, and a wagon full of coal is shunted in to replace them. With shunting manoeuvres completed, the train pulls into the passing loop. There is more shunting to be done at Beeston Castle, but this will be completed when the train returns back up the line. In the meantime, the train pauses here, not primarily to allow the crew to admire the view of Beeston Castle, but to allow the down ore train, hauled by Loco number 7 Fowler 040 Diesel Mechanical Tollmash, to overtake. Passenger trains and ore and sand trains take priority over the pickup goods, which, because of its unpredictability each day, needs to slot itself into the railway's busy schedule. Once the line is clear, the pickup goods can proceed. To the right, we can glimpse the other line-side industry at Beeston Castle, the brewery, but more of this later, when our train returns up the line. We pass by the River Gowie on our journey towards Peckforton, the hamlet which gives the line its name. The train now coasts into Peckforton station. The sawmill, under whose gantry crane our cameraman has positioned himself, provides constant freight traffic on the line. Raw lumber in and pit props and sawn or planed timber out. The sawmill's own 040 diesel mechanical loco Doris, a Houston Gate Loco Works freelance design, is pressed into service, giving the pickup goods train crew another respite. The pair of bolster wagons, which are transporting lumber, are conveniently located at the rear of the train. They are removed and shunted into one of the sawmill's 2 sidings. An open wagon stacked with planed timber is shunted back onto the train. Doris then returns to the sidings to potter about, shunting wagons under the crane as and when needed. Pit props, needed for the copper mine, are usually picked up by one of the ore trains as it passes through. The pickup goods waits on the passing loop for the up passenger to cross. As there is no island platform at Peckforton, the pickup goods has to be shunted onto the loop to allow the passenger train access to the platform road. The road ahead is now clear for the pickup goods to proceed down the line. The boiler house for the sawmill can just be seen on the left. The machinery in the mill is powered by a horizontal steam engine. Fuel to make the steam is provided by the sawmill's offcuts. Nothing goes to waste. Shortly after leaving Peckforton, we encounter once more the River Gowie, on which is located Buckley Grist Mill. The loco detaches itself from the train and enters the mill's siding to retrieve an ex-Southwold Railway 4-plank open wagon. Incidentally, the mill has a Poncelet undershot water wheel to make the most of the modest flow in the river. It was one of around 20 mills once taking power from the River Gowie. This scene was inspired by the siding and bridge at Wenneston on the Southwold Railway. With the wagon marshalled onto the train, the goods can now make its way once more down the line towards Buckley. In the background, you can just catch glimpses of the line that we saw earlier, as the train passed by the river on its approach to Peckforton Station. As our train gently eases to a halt beside the platform at Buckley Station, we can hear the sound of the Fowler diesel approaching from the opposite direction, with its train of full ore skips. With no shunting required at Buckley as it passes down the line, our train can now continue towards the line's terminus at Bickerton Station. The ore train also departs, heading off towards the interchange sidings with the main line railway at Beeston Market Station. Bickerton Station is relatively tranquil when compared with other stations on the line. There are no line-side industries located here, and so the mainstay of traffic is agricultural equipment and livestock to and from local farms, and coal and general merchandise for the community's inhabitants. After shunting off a cattle wagon into the siding on the left, and picking up a flat wagon and an empty coal wagon, the train is ready to depart. In the background, you can see the entrance to 3 small storage sidings in the lean-to porch on the back of the house. When I planned and first constructed my railway, I naively thought I would never need more storage than that. How wrong could I be? After climbing Gallantry Bank, we return once more to Buckley Station. With most of the sidings facing up the line, it's much easier to shunt into and out of them as the train goes back up the line. The Boneworks siding is on the left, and the general siding, with its extended loading bank, is on the right. First of all, a van containing produce from the Boneworks, glue and fertiliser, needs to be extracted from the siding. This former Southwold Railway van is shunted onto the train. and then another Southwold refugee, a Clemenson six-wheel coal wagon, and a sheeted open wagon are shunted into the siding. The coal is needed by the Boneworks beam engine, which powers the bone-crushing rollers. The sheeted wagon contains bones and carcasses, the raw materials needed by the works. With the needs of the boneworks attended to, attention is now shifted to the general siding. Several soft fruit farms are located in the area, and they transport their precious cargo using the railway. The enterprising owners have installed hothouses, and so an early crop of fruit is ready for transportation. 2 loaded vans are removed from the siding to be replaced by 2 empty ones. With shunting operations now completed, the train can now retire to the up passing loop to await the arrival of the mid-afternoon down passenger train. Within a short space of time, the passenger pulls smoothly into the station. After a brief pause to pick up and offload passengers, it departs. This loco is fitted with a motor block from a Bachmann Linn, which incorporates a chuff cam for the sound system. Although the engine beat is closely synchronized to the rotation of the wheels, I'm not entirely convinced that its sound is any more realistic than my other MyLoco sound systems, which use only the voltage from the electronic speed controller to determine the engine's beat. The pickup goods can now at last depart to make its way up the line. What I find particularly pleasing is that the makeup of each goods train changes as it progresses down and back up the line. I can also predict, with confidence, that over the years all the videos I've ever made of the pickup goods train on my railway are unique. I very much doubt there has ever been another goods train with exactly the same wagons in it as this one. When it reaches Peckforton, the train passes through unimpeded. No shunting to be done and no other trains to cross or pass it. By contrast, however, when it reaches Beeston Castle Station, as mentioned earlier, there is still another job to be done. The up-facing brewery siding needs an open wagon loaded with beer barrels to be collected, and an open wagon containing sacks of malted barley has to be dropped off. Once this has been accomplished, the train can once more move into the passing loop beneath the ruins of Beeston Castle. This time it is to await the passing of an up sand train. It is hauled by yet another much modified Houston Gate Loco Works freelance loco, number 26, James. It now resembles very loosely a pre-war Gemeinde centre cap diesel loco, part 3D printed and part original laser cut MDF. With its day's work now completed, loco number 14 and its driver can relax as they steam into Beeston Market Station. By the way, the sheep in that livestock wagon have been fed and watered, though it might be a few days before anyone, well, least of all my computerized freight manager, gets around to transporting them. The pickup goods may have finished for the day, but life on the railway still goes on. The afternoon mixed departs down the line, with churns from the afternoon milking to be collected and empties to be dropped off, as well as a few passengers, of course.